When leadership doesn't feel like leadership. There are days when leadership feels heavy in a way you can't explain. Days when people look to you for clarity, and inside you're still searching for your own. Days when your title says leader, but your thoughts say, do I really have this? Days when the world expects strength, and all you have in that moment is responsibility. This is the part of leadership nobody posts online. This is the quiet stretch of leadership most books never mention. This is the real experience behind the polished quotes and highlight moments. Leadership doesn't always feel like power. Sometimes leadership feels like pressure. Leadership doesn't always feel like confidence. Sometimes leadership feels like commitment in motion, even when certainty isn't present. And here's the truth you need to hear today. Feeling unsure does not make you unqualified. Feeling stretched does not make you weak. Feeling the weight does not make you broken. It makes you a leader in the arena. The difference between leaders who grow and leaders who crumble is not whether doubt shows up. It's what they do when it arrives. Leaders are not built in the moments when everything is clear. Leaders are built in the moments when clarity hasn't arrived yet, but responsibility already has. And if you've ever led in those moments, when you didn't feel ready, when you didn't feel equipped, when you didn't feel certain, you are already living the real definition of leadership. Not performance. Not image. Not authority. Sacrifice. Service. Or courage. Today, we're going to talk about those moments. Not the glossy version of leadership, but the honest one. We're going to talk about what it means to lead when you don't feel like a leader, how to anchor yourself, how to regain your center, and how to show up powerfully even when doubt tries to speak louder than your capability. And we're going to break down 5 shifts that allow great leaders to keep leading even when confidence slips, when uncertainty rises, and when the path forward isn't perfectly lit. Let's begin. Shift number 5. Stop expecting confidence to precede action. Most people believe confidence comes first, that you wait to feel ready, then you move. But that's not how leadership works. Confidence is not the entry ticket. Confidence is the receipt, proof that you moved despite fear, despite uncertainty, and despite discomfort. Leadership maturity begins when you stop expecting confidence to appear before responsibility calls. Leaders don't wait to feel brave. They move, they step, they lead, and courage grows through the action. Think about every major transition in your life. Did you feel ready before you stepped into it? Or did you grow into readiness because you stepped? Confidence is not born in stillness. Confidence is built in motion. Leaders who wait to feel ready stay waiting. Leaders who act into readiness expand faster than leaders who think about acting. There will be days when you don't feel qualified. Act anyway. There will be moments where doubt whispers louder than clarity. Move anyway. You are not called to feel ready. You are called to rise ready, meaning you rise before the feeling reaches you. This is where leaders separate themselves. This is where your internal story, that one that we talked about in episode 1, matters. Not, I always know, but I can figure this out. Not, I never doubt, but I move despite the doubt. That's leadership in real form. Leadership mindset. Reflection. Where in your leadership are you waiting to feel ready before you move? What might unlock if you stopped waiting and started creating confidence through action rather than pausing until confidence arrives? Pause the video here and write one sentence that can anchor you when doubt tries to delay you. Repeat it back to yourself this week when hesitation tries to speak louder than purpose. Shift number 4. Lead with the standard, not the feeling. Leadership is not about how you feel in the moment. Leadership is about who you choose to be in the moment. Feelings are inconsistent. Standards are stable. Feelings fluctuate. Principles endure. Mature leadership isn't driven by the emotion of the moment. It's anchored in the identity you refuse to abandon. Anyone can lead when they feel strong. The real test appears when you're tired, stretched, unsure, or carrying something silent that the world can't see. Those moments reveal whether leadership for you is preference or responsibility. High-standard leaders don't show up because they feel powerful. They show up because they are accountable to the assignment. They don't show up because the moment feels easy. They show up because the moment requires it. When you stop using emotion as your compass, and instead use principle as your anchor, everything changes. You stop riding the waves of internal doubt and start operating from internal standards. Leadership begins when emotion ends and responsibility continues. This doesn't mean you ignore your feelings. It means you refuse to be directed by them when your purpose demands more. Leadership is rarely about perfect energy. It is almost always about consistent presence.
And one of the most powerful sentences a leader can ever internalize is this: "How I feel is not the standard. How I lead is the standard."
You are allowed to be human.
You are not allowed to abandon your standards when you don't feel your strongest. At least, you shouldn't be allowed to. Leadership mindset. Reflection. Think of the last moment where your emotions tried to shrink your leadership. Did you lead your feelings, or did your feelings lead you? What leadership standard do you need to recommit to this week? Write it down and live into it. Not just when you're motivated, but when you aren't. Shift number 3. Reconnect to purpose. When confidence falters. When confidence wavers, the human instinct is to look inward at fear. But leaders transform fear by looking outward at purpose. Insecurity asks, "Am I enough?" Purpose asks, "Who needs me to show up today?" Fear shrinks inward. Purpose expands outward. Doubt isolates. Service activates. Leadership was never about you being perfect. Leadership has always been about who benefits when you refuse to shrink. Confidence may break for a moment, but purpose, when remembered, holds firm. There will be times you feel uncertain about your skill. Return to your service. There will be moments you question your ability. Return to your responsibility. There will be times when doubt tries to whisper that you are not ready. Return to your calling, not your comfort. Purpose is the emotional backbone of leadership. When you lose connection to it, even small challenges feel heavy. When you reconnect to it, even big obstacles can be overcome. When doubt rises, don't ask, "What if I fail?" Ask, "What happens if I don't show up for the people who need me?" Your purpose is bigger than your temporary feelings. Leadership was never about the comfort of the leader. It was about the growth and protection of those entrusted to you. Return to your purpose, and your presence will return with it. Leadership mindset. Reflection. Who benefits when you lead well, even on the days you don't feel like a leader? Name a person, a team, a mission, and lead for them when confidence dips. Leadership is service. Recommit to that, and watch your strength return. Shift number 2. Anchor yourself in identity, not performance moments. Most leaders feel the sting of doubt when outcomes fluctuate. A meeting doesn't go well, a decision is questioned, a result isn't what you planned, and suddenly your inner critic activates. But this is where elite leaders separate from developing ones. Or, at the very least, where you, as a developing leader, can start to make the transition to an elite leader. They do not tie their identity to their most recent moment. They tie their identity to the standards they consistently choose. Performance wavers, but identity anchors. If you only feel like a leader when the scoreboard is in your favor, you have not yet built leadership identity. You have built a results dependency. Leadership confidence cannot be rented from circumstance. It must be owned internally.
You are not a leader because every moment confirms it. You are a leader because every moment tests it, and you still show up. You will not always get it perfect. But if you continue to operate as the leader you are committed to becoming, the gap between your capability and your results shrinks with every decision. Your strongest leadership will come not from flawless execution, but from consistent identity. You don't have to be able to say, "I did everything right today," but you should be able to say, "I led with integrity today." You don't have to be able to say, "I felt powerful," but you should be able to say, "I honored my standards even when they were inconvenient." Hold your identity higher than your outcome. Results build reputation. Identity builds legacy. And true leaders do not get shaken by temporary turbulence. Leadership mindset, reflection. Where are you letting a moment define you more than your mission? Pause this video and write one sentence that reminds you, "I am not my last result. I am the leader I choose to be consistently." Say it before every meeting this week. Identity before outcome. Standard over emotion. Shift number 1. Understand that self-doubt means you're awake, not unqualified. If you feel doubt, it doesn't mean you are failing. It means you are paying attention. It means you care. It means you are aware of the weight, the stakes, and the responsibility. Leaders who never question themselves are not strong. They are dangerous. They operate without reflection, without humility, and without awareness. Self-doubt, when managed well, is not weakness. It is awareness. It is evidence that you recognize the cost of leadership, the impact of your decisions, and the reality of influence. The goal is not to eliminate doubt. The goal is to train doubt to coexist with discipline. You can feel unsure and still act with clarity. You can feel stretched and still show up with strength. You can feel human and still lead with conviction. Courage is not the absence of doubt. Courage is taking action in the presence of doubt. Leadership does not require a constant feeling of confidence. It requires a constant commitment to responsibility. There will be days where you show up with fire. There will be days where you show up with discipline, and that will have to be enough. Both days count. Both days build you. Both days are leadership. Leaders are forged in moments where confidence dips, but commitment does not. And if you are leading through doubt right now, you are not behind. You are simply becoming. Leadership, mindset, reflection. What area of your leadership triggers self-doubt most frequently? Instead of asking, "Why do I feel this?" ask, "What is this teaching me about the leader I am becoming?" Growth often feels like self-doubt disguised as progress. Honor the stretch. Don't judge it. Leadership mindset. Challenge. This week, when doubt shows up, instead of fighting it or hiding it, use it. Ask, "What part of me is growing right now?" Then lead anyway. Identify one moment, one conversation, one decision, one situation where you will choose identity over insecurity. And at the end of the week, ask, "What did leading through doubt reveal about my strength?" Most people wait to feel powerful before they lead. You will lead, and power will follow. If this episode strengthened your leadership perspective, follow and subscribe to Leadership Mindset Daily, then share it with someone committed to growing their influence, their identity, and their capacity to lead, especially on the days it feels hardest. This is Leadership Mindset Daily. Mindset matters. Leadership matters. You matter. Follow Leadership Mindset Daily on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and X for your daily dose of proven leadership development tips, tricks, and techniques. See you tomorrow.